Gonna go away.
And a very good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. Can we hear some noise? We've been having some polite conversation, but we're here to celebrate. So please, sound like a savage. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. My name's Kino Cummings. I am a recovering talk show host. I have resigned. I'm mad enough to have thrown myself into entrepreneurship. My business partner is drinking on the other side. We haven't even started, Billy. You see, this is what happens when you work with me. But well, of course, this is an auspicious occasion, Mr. Greene. You guys have been doing some phenomenal work. Yes. Yeah. The floor is yours.
Thanks, Kino. Wow, everyone's looking so great. So thank you for being here today, especially those from Joburg who's traveled for us. I think Michael in particular, he's opening up a store in Sandton and he's on Tuesday next week and he came down for this event. So thank you for that. For those in the room, thanks for wearing your pants and shoes. You know, I think that's usually your work from home attire. But also future note to self, try on your suit after lockdown to check if your suit pants fit. Because the Greenes have been doing a Friday homemade pizza sort of ritual. And so now everyone's looking at my legs.
I was wondering why you're wearing tights with your suit.
For those online, you can get dressed up if you want, but please do grab a drink because we are going to be celebrating. It's one of these hybrid events, which is always quite interesting. But, you know, we're going to try and make it a bit fun. Unlike those very awkward Zoom birthday parties. You know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Will Greene, Program Director of Grindstone. I'm absolutely thrilled to be sharing this stage with this amazing human, Kino Cummings. Kino is now officially a full-time entrepreneur, having concluded a very successful career at Cape Talk Radio. And so when we were discussing the theme and whom best to MC tonight, Kino was the first person that the team sort of came to mind. So thank you, Kino, for all that you did for the ecosystem from the sidelines, but now you're in the driver's seat. And we look forward to supporting you on your journey.
Thank you very much for that. Well, I can tell you, sometimes it feels lonely and the bank account is not as full as it used to be. But it's a hell of a journey to be on.
Welcome to entrepreneurship.
Thank you, sir.
So tonight is all about celebrating entrepreneurs, from our cohort 6 and 7 to future scale-up entrepreneurs on the line, and also future cohorts. You know, we're all wearing a touch of purple. If you did get the invite, I did pull out this old shirt of mine, you know, the reason why we're doing that, it's a purple thread of sorts, much like the golden thread. It's the one thing that connects us all here tonight. Whether you're a funder, ecosystem builder, entrepreneur, advisor, partner, part of the alumni, in this room or online, that's effectively what we're doing. So yeah, we will continue to connect like a blue thread. With you put more together, it gets stronger. But really the theme today is really about celebrating entrepreneurs and to really foster and build a stronger sort of a thread between us. Some of the entrepreneurs have mentioned to me privately, they're actually quite sad. This is all over. This journey is coming to an end, and what now? But however, it's just the beginning. So I think we always have a saying, and that man over there, Kiert, you know, interesting things happen to interesting businesses. So you really have to, yeah, look at the next 18 months. But we're still here, and you're part of the alumni. So welcome there. And essentially, I also want to make notes in here of Nolan. Where's Nolan? Yep. So Nolan and I were actually in Grindstone 1, and Nolan was part of the Kubu team who sold to Garmin. So this really is a full circle of entrepreneurship, from Grindstone, exit, and being an investor, and then also attending Grindstone 6 and 7. So thanks for being here, Nolan. Appreciate it. So just to run through today, we're going to have obviously an intro video. The gentleman behind the screen there, the computer, Patrick, has flown from Joburg, and he's produced the video. He's supporting us on the live stream. So like I said, we are really supporting entrepreneurs in the supply chain as well. So thank you, Patrick. Yeah, I'm going to touch on a couple of thanks and highlights. We're going to invite Ketso over there, man of many words, to say a few words. And then we're going to have Kiert share a few thoughts about exits, Andrea share a few thoughts about after the post-investment hype, obviously learning a lot from Data Profit. And then obviously we're going to announce the winner of Grindstone 6 and 7. Also touching on the total impact that we've had this year. It's been a very unique year with that big C word, but it's been quite interesting to look at the numbers and to kind of just refer to that. And then Kino is going to close us out. So he's topping and tailing us, as I think is the term in this broadcasting space.
Well, thanks for letting me know.
And then food will be served from 6:30. So yeah, enjoy yourself. This is really about you guys in this phenomenal space. So those online, we've got an open roof here. We don't have Table Mountain quite yet. It's a very sort of cloudy, but we know it's there. And I think at 11 o'clock it's going to rain. So yeah, just my thanks. Firstly, thanks to Lucy. Where are you, Lucy? There we go. Everything you see here today is Lucy. So thank you, Lucy, for all your work on that. And also the support team, you know, with Charmaine, Zoo, the whole Think Room team for putting this together. We've had more weather updates, I think, than the SpaceX like rocket launch, you know, like because you obviously have invested in a venue and you want to make sure that everyone can appreciate the most. But like we said, it's like a bride at her wedding. You know, she's the only one who picks out when it doesn't go right. You know, I think Kino, please bear with me. This is the kind of the thank you sort of part of the session.
I'm chilled there. I'm just.
But
I'm watching you in action. I'm learning.
Like the Oscars, you can cut me off, so it's like thank you. So you can come in there, maybe play some music.
Well, let me say this. I've been fortunate enough. I've been on a couple of these summit thingies because apparently you've got to keep yourself relevant, right, when you leave radio. I did the Futurism Forum today in Lagos. Is that even a city? I don't think so. In Lagos. Yesterday, I was part of the Fulfillment Summit. And I've got to say, it's great not knowing what the bloody headline is today. It's great not knowing what, listen, with all due respect, we all need to keep our distance. We need to wash our hands, etc. But it's great not to know what the COVID update is. And the one thing that's so inspiring from my side is the fact that this room and the platforms that we've been on are filled with people who see possibility.
Correct.
And people who want to build not just this country, but the continent. And that, to me, is awesome. I'll stop talking.
Okay, there we go. Thanks, Kino. So thank you to the SAS Me Fund, Ketso, Ryan, Claudia, Knife Capital team, Kiet, Andrea, Viv, Martin, and Rob. London office, who are zooming in here. We got Earburn, Bob, Julian, Davey, and Pete, as well as the Think Room team, amazing Catherine, Zoo, Lucy, Charmaine, Jacqueline, Cam, Joe. And also, I just want to make to the Deloitte team, Jonathan, Ndumiso, Jeanette, I think as a team or as a partner. And Jonathan, put your hand up there. There we go. They've been through a tough year last year, but I think if there's a benchmark for a team and a partner, you definitely are up there. So thank you for the support for us and future support. Also on the call, we've got the Google for Startup team. Garrett just messaged me saying that he might dial in. He's dialing in from the States, so it's morning there. So don't have a drink, Garrett. And we've got obviously John, Andy, Kevin, Justin. We've also got Phil Aaron from Nigeria, Google. And thanks for joining us. Also, I just want to thank our partners, associate partners, Weber Wenzel, Carla, Samantha, Amy Lee, and Andrew. AWS, Henry, new sort of relationship, but great to see you and what you do in the ecosystem. You are a rock star in your own right. And also HubSpot for startups, Microsoft for startups, and also just finally, thanks to all the Grindstone alumni, advisors, workshop presentations, invited speakers. There've been so many, so I can't sort of mention all of them, but if I do forget anyone, please don't hold it against me. So tonight is all about, as I said, celebrating entrepreneurs. And what was quite important when you put an event like this together in the sort of COVID space is you actually need to start spending. You've got a band, which we sourced through my father, who runs a nonprofit music school. They've been out of work. So what do? You've got to put money back into the system. So obviously Luke from Rooftop on Bree, Marie from Deja Vu Events, Gareth, Output AV, Duncan the band, Deep Dive. So if you want a gig, if you want a jazz band, Deep Dive. And also, like I mentioned, Patrick from Red Pictures. So does great sort of zooming as well as creating great videos as well. So reach out to me if you want that. I think it's also about supporting the ecosystem. We've spoken to Greg. The cocktails you had this morning, when you came in, not this morning, this evening, were made from Pura. So Greg provided those. The bottles of wine that you're going to be getting under there, Black Elephant. So we've got Raymond and Ndlovu. So anyone who knows Zulu, Ndlovu is elephant, and Black Elephant MCC. So we're supporting back there. And all the prizes, Mervyn, Kevin, Dennis, we had 3D printed medals. Finding the right sort of prize was challenged, but we're supporting that. And as well, Quicker team, James for the onlining of us, and Greg from Scout Technologies for keeping our drinks so precisely cold in their pharmaceutically grade fridges. Just joking. They're actually for COVID vaccines and collagen. Also, when we checked in with Bashir, are you in the back there? Bashir and Kitso from the UCT, University of Cape Town Entrepreneur Society. I connected with them online. I did a masterclass for their for their society. And it really is about through the whole value chain, including people in the ecosystem. So thanks for joining us. And after that, you've signed people in, enjoy your evening, meet with people and enjoy it. So just quickly about the highlights. I just wanted to, this is the highlight part. So the thanks are over. This is really sort of celebrating those moments, which you might have forgotten. So I just want to sort of make mention of it. And we've got like a little mini awards. So do you guys remember when you had Grindstone, we did those Kahoots, those what are they, quizzes. So we had basically a brain of Grindstone 2020. And we've got to make some notable mentions. So we had Wandile. Where's Wandile? He's online, is he? As well as Tammy from Oyi, the 2 times podium each. Second place was closely won by Enrique at Morphed. And in first place between Daniela Sorted and Craig from Mint. They're in Joburg. So congrats, guys. You know, we're going to give you something in the post, as well as it's something you can put on your CV, you know, Brain of Grindstone 2020 on LinkedIn. So I'm just going to share a few highlights with you to get a sense of the diversity of characters in this first double cohort. It has been the first cohort that we actually ran 20 companies.
Sorry, Will.
Yeah.
You thanked everybody.
Oh,
but you've been running the darn thing. So please, let's put our hands together to the Grindstone team. You said I can disturb you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Kina, for reminding me. Thank you. So where's Aran? Aran is here. I've seen him. Great glasses. You know, he was in the first workshop. He was the first one selling in chat. He was like, I can get you a discount on gwork.io. And I just want some. Yeah, no, but I just wanted to, yeah, it was just like the chutzpah, which I thought was a really good way of setting the tone. So start early. It's what you put in is really what you get out. So the team will be handing out a little bottle of wine and a medal while we sort of make the announcements for this. Zule, is she here? She's coming, running a little bit late. Is she here? Oh, yeah. So she's been my Afrikaans teacher. She's been giving me lekker words. So I've been increasing my thing, but yeah, just always keen to putting more in than taking out.
So hoe was jou dag vandag?
Lekker.
Good start.
That means lekker. So and then also Michael and Luke. I think watching your video, founder's video, was hilarious. It was just absolutely phenomenal. And it is online, so you can check it out, but it was just brilliant. And also the blitzscaling that you've done, you know, through COVID, it's just been one of these like amazing stories. So well done, and thanks for being here. I know you're opening up in Tuesday, 10 days to shop fit is a 500 square meter shop in Sandton City. For Luxity, and you've done a rebrand, so thank you for being here. So I think that's great. I think also online we've got, I call it the cross cohort selling queen, Daniela from Sorted. I was on a pitch to Standard Bank Insurance, and she was going through the Sorted pitch, and right at the end was a slide for CarScan. So she was cross-selling CarScan to Standard Bank Insurance. So you're the cross-selling queen. Also, Obens and the CarScan guys, we had a workshop at Deloitte's building in Joburg. And afterwards, we had a meeting room with a pitch to some the largest Nigerian online auto classifieds. That was just brilliant. So slotting in the team. I was Will from CarScan, so that was great. And then also we've got a competition. It's been quite highly sort of competed for the contract selfie king. So those photos you see on Twitter or LinkedIn where you see a picture of the contract, the name's blurred. So it's the man who's right over there. It's me, Snapshon, Tyrone, as well as Shah from TradeBricks. So it's a typed one. But I think they're learning from the best. Take it. At the back there, we've got Mark and David from NeuralSense. I think for me, the message or the memory was basically signing Mondelez in the sales workshop. He's saying, sorry, I've got to just pop out of this workshop, and then coming back saying, no, we signed Mondelez. So that was a good one. And then Graham, Enrique, and Nikita, I call it the pivot king and queen, essentially what you've done with On the Bench and the traction you're getting for specifically on that side with the SaaS business, B2B. It's doing well. Oren from Shelfline, big deal king. You don't hear much from Oren, but he tells you when he's done the big deal. So you're the big deal king. And Frank, where's Seb here? Seb, yeah. Now see, Seb, I call you guys the sort of everywhere awards. If you visit the site, you get followed on YouTube, but it's brilliant. I think your marketing is top notch. I was looking at the scores on the marketing side, and by far, up there. And also extremely committed to their mission of helping South Africans save easily. So I'm obviously such a big fan. Tammy from OI online. I think really about Tammy finding and sharing that awesome smile. We had professional face shots, which you'll see in the video, and essentially it was amazing to see. And yeah, just very positive about obviously family values. We've got Psyched, Wandile, obviously raising equity funding and grant funding from SAB. We've got Robert here from Matter. Robert and Donnie and Tindai. I remember having a great conversation about marketing when you were still in stealth. So I was like, well, we can do stuff, but you're in stealth. But just like really sort of working in the business and also just great things coming from you. So, and then just the last couple, we've got Yaku and Conrad. Impressed with their growth, especially in the insurance addition to their business. And also just the memory of getting a lift in the Surian secret sales engine, which is an FT cruiser, properly. If that thing comes and I'm going to be signing a security contract, I'm going to sign on the dotted line if Conrad comes to me. So that was good fun, and that great meal that we shared in Sandton. Peter and Cray securing the Deloitte deal. It wasn't directly from this, but Jonathan was there. And that was during the program, and also onboarding everything from a GTM perspective. Straight afterwards, the next day, literally everything that was told was implemented. Ati, so good to see you. Where's Ati? There we go. Oh, hey Ati, good to see you guys. And really just the tenacity and positivity, watching your growth focus from service to product to service. But one of the hardest working founders, like I really have known in this. And it's good to see the Zio team, Velo, there you are, good to see. And also what you've done with your products is phenomenal. And I heard that good things are coming. But yeah, it's just really good. So yeah, I think also Tyrone and the Skywalk team, I think from the negative side, obviously COVID has affected us, and really, yeah, we're with you guys when you went through that sort of, were affected company-wise, but really proud of how your leadership, specifically you, Tyrone, has come through from, and also very chuffed how you and Sia and the team have grown the business and the team. If I look at the numbers of people employed, you're up there. Unfortunately, we did have one COVID business casualty with Continuon dropping out of the program, but we have assisted the team in getting back on their feet. So, I think what I'd like to do, I think I just skipped the thank yous. I want to play the video that we produced, or Patrick produced, outlining the year. So enjoy.
I was about to tell you I wanted to have some wine.
And then, there we go. Yes, that's Patrick's work. Thank you, Patrick. It was also a bit of a lesson in how do you make a video with not many photos, and you'll see quite a few photos being taken and shown. So next cohort, we definitely need to make sure that we have more photos, and that's why we've got a beautiful photographer here tonight. So yeah, the next section, I'm just going to, this is Kit is going to have 3 minutes talking about preparing for the exit, followed by Andrea talking about after the funding hype, and then Catherine talking about the future of Grindstone. So over to you three, and then after that, Ketso will call you up for a few words.
Put my wine over here. Put my wine over there. Can't do it without wine, so I'll stand here. Geez, I mean, I'm almost like shed a tear there. I miss you guys. You know, it's been an interesting year as always. But the good news is we probably work more with our Grindstone companies post Grindstone than in Grindstone on the knife side. And yeah, maybe unfortunately this thing is almost perfectly timed. I think if it was 1 week later or maybe 10 days later, I would have been able to be less cryptic today. But yeah, just wanted to say thanks, congratulations. I think we always measured it for us by the amount of fun we have, you know. So I think at the end of the day, there's been fantastic 6 and 7 cohort. And also thanks for everyone for being on the journey with us. You know, it hasn't been, you know, as we are helping you on your journey, at the end of the day, it is a symbiotic relationship. And a lot of people are very interested in what we do. The new funds we launch this year, certainly when we look at where we were when you came onto the journey, we trialed and errored and trialed our Grindstone Ventures fund to hook that on. Finally kind of got there by hook or by crook. And in the meantime, also changed our mantra from Grindstone being knowledge, networks, funding, and also adding market access with all think rooms access to market access. And through that, as you know, did a co-investment with Silicon Valley and also invested in Matter. And yeah, so all of our Grindstone companies are actually investors in the Grindstone cohorts and also investors in some really interesting businesses. So we have some really cool news to tell you, not tonight, in about a week, but let's just say you've made some money. On that note, for us, as you would know, if you're close to knife, investing is easy. Investing and then managing those investments towards growth and then actually realizing returns through the whole cycle of exit is a bit of a different story, So one doesn't have to pump and dump. It's not about like really being unpatriotic and exiting businesses, but it is about going through that cycle, coming back into the cycle as entrepreneurs with money, et cetera, et cetera. So about, when was it? Just in November, an entrepreneur that was on Grindstone 5 came to us and said, listen, I think, COVID has been for this particular business really beneficial. So they've accelerated the business like no end. The disruption that happened there was amazing. And really finding some synergies with other businesses overseas, some nibbles of inbound interest, my two favorite words put together. And they want to get ready. What should they do? And we're like, well, you should have paid attention on Grindstone and did all those things. Where's your 2-pager? Where's your financial model? Where's your deck? Have you got your IP assignments sorted? He's sort of, data room. Okay, cool. He'll go work on those things. And can we sort of work with him to just get those things perfect? We need to go. Anyway, as these things happen, as Will said, interesting things happen to interesting businesses. While we were luckily sort of 60, 70, 80% onto the journey of really perfecting the deck and the 2-pager and the 4-pager and the slide and the financial model and all the rest of it, there was an acquirer that said sort of, stop the urlusi. I want exclusivity and we want to acquire. And basically that transaction has happened. It's a really interesting, again, dollar-based exit for the ecosystem, and it's a company straight out of Grindstone. 3 founders, and really a good story for the ecosystem. So what we've learned is more, and again, sorry for being cryptic, but final close and press releases was supposed to be Tuesday, then it was today, and now it's next week. These exits happen, and it happens because of Reserve Bank. Approvals and so forth, which very clever lawyers need to get their heads around, and all of the rest of us get frustrated. But anyway, welcome to South Africa. Anyway, it's great news, and ultimately for the cohorts and the ecosystem. But what we've really learned is to really be true to our convictions. There's a reason why we've really perfected, or not perfected yet, but every cohort we sharpen the tools around what it is. So the programmatic side is one thing, and yes, you learn some stuff, and there's definitely templates and interesting people, but it is what you put in is what you put out, and continuing those relationships for when something interesting happens. The not so secret agenda is always for us to invest, for us to assist co-investment with some of the other great VCs out there, the other 3, of which one is here tonight. And in South Africa, and really to say thanks on that. So the journey really for us accelerated hugely because of the SASME fund. Grindstone 5, where this other company was a bit of a trial and error where Ketso challenged us to say, you Cape Townians down there, we need more diversity, more interesting things happening, way better startups in Joburg, and we need a cohort here. And we're like, okay, what can go wrong? And really, I think it was 420 applications that year. It was just like holy. And then we really looked at 10, and then we doubled it to 20, and this was now the first 20 cohort, and we added the fund, and then so I think just it's quite interesting how we look back at this year and think, what happened. So I think at the end of the day, exiting Grindstone does not mean exiting anything really. It's the whole point of the program is the start of a relationship. As does any exit, does not mean exiting your startup and exiting the country. It means co-investing and investing back as the Ikubu team, as per this next company coming in. Yeah, wish you all the best for that.
Andrea Beaumont from Knife.
So the more we celebrate, we celebrate. 100% true. Definitely. I mean, who has been to the Knife office? What is one of those kind of real unique things about the Knife office? The champagne trail, exactly. So the more we celebrate, we celebrate. It's absolutely, absolutely true, and we believe in this. However, I mean, entrepreneurship is fantastic, it's great, but when you kind of go and look at the media, who is here from the media? I mean, who I'm going to go get in trouble with now, but the point is, we celebrate the raising of funds, we celebrate the exits, we don't celebrate the journey. And I think that's one of those key things. I mean, the journey to kind of go and become successful, whatever success means in your definition, because to be honest, it's your definition of success, not the ecosystem's kind of definition. It's your definition. That's not what's being spoken about. I remember that I kind of once wrote an article about the journey and sent it to one of these publications here. And I was told, no, but that's an editorial. And I was like, no, this is not editorial. This is about the journey. And this journey is tough. The journey to kind of go and raise funding is tough. Everybody talks as it celebrates the moment when Kiert kind of go and sits there and signs the document, and that photo, or all these people who kind of go and have that's always the one that's being celebrated, that's being published. Actually every customer contract that you sign, we celebrate the signing, and we should, don't get me wrong, but I don't think we pay enough attention to the journey that it takes to kind of go and get there, the persistence, the hard grind. And when it comes to funding, for example, we kind of go and forget about the months it takes to kind of go and approach investors, how often you hear no. I mean, the average statistic is investors invest in 1% of the companies that approach them, which means 99% of the time we say no. I always people ask me whether I like to go and come to events like this. And I say no, because most of the people hate me there, because most of the people I've said no to. So it's like I'm the enemy of the state, just because of statistics. So it's just one of those kind of weird things. The point is, if you want to kind of go and raise funding, if you want to kind of, for every customer, I mean, what is the average kind of success rate when you kind of go and approach a customer? 5%, 10%, 1%, 20%, it doesn't matter. I'm quite sure you hear no far more often than you hear yes. So it's about being able to kind of go and cope with that, a way to kind of handle it. Then you kind of go and get asked questions, and you need to kind of go and answer, and it's time, and you're resource constrained anyway, and you are tired. And again, it's about continuing and continuing. And then maybe, wow, fantastic. You close the customer contract, or you close this funding deal. That's beautiful. And drink the champagne. Please, please, please celebrate. And then afterwards comes this long journey of remember the promise you made. This whole thing around, well, now I have to grow, I have to scale. And none of those business plans, none of those milestones, none of those things will ever be as you planned it to be. There will always be ups and downs. I look at some of those amazing success stories that we have here in the South African ecosystem. And with quite a few of them, I actually really know that they were at some stage very, very close to closing doors. They just made it. They just kind of went through it. Luck, passion, all the kind of things. but it is about perseverance. It's about kind of not giving up and kind of going and doing this. And I find that we, as an ecosystem, we sometimes follow the hype a little bit too much, and we judge ourselves against the hype. We kind of go and think, well, if I haven't raised the next round and I don't at that valuation, or I haven't kind of go and been in the news for whatever kind of things, well, then I'm not successful. No, it's not about this. It really is not about this. This journey to go and be successful, whatever the definition of successful is for you, is a long one, it's a hard one. And if there's one thing that I celebrate all of you for, is for being here, for accepting this journey and just hanging in. Those months when you don't take a salary, those evenings when you sit there and say, am I doing the right thing? Because all of you, we all know, could get a much, much better and much well-paid job in corporate. We all know that. And the fact that we are actually doing this, the fact that you're persevering, the fact that you are actually celebrating the journey and don't get distracted by the hype. I really want you to kind of go, and if you have a glass, please, and actually my glass is not there, but I want to raise a glass to you because I think it's really absolutely amazing and you're doing fantastic. And I really want you to know that the hype is important when it's there. So take it, milk it, go with it, but don't let yourself judged by hype. At the end, it's about the long-term journey and the success. And that's really what I admire when it comes to all of you. And I really want you to kind of go and congratulate yourself for sticking it out and doing it. Thank you.
Actually, Keith and Andrea have actually said what I wanted to say. It's okay. That's the joy of going last. So those who know me, I could start with a poem and just leave. That will be much better than anything else. Like Shakespeare's Sonnet 130, my mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Have you ever read it? Go read it. It's a brilliant poem. But I want to actually just share a quote with you. It was one of the most profound quotes for me this year. I really, truly do love poetry and quotes. And it's one of those that, you know, when it hits you and you've got to think about it 3 times, and it says, I may not quote it exactly correctly, it doesn't matter. My actions today lives in the shadow of my future. And I thought about that, and I thought about that again. And I realized that the shadow of the future, where we were 2013, Keith, Andrea, when we met each other, God knows I did not know the shadow of the future then, but it was always about relationships, and that's what I really want to leave with the cohort. Keith and Andrea have said all the other things I wanted to say.
Oh, yes,
The future of Grindstone for us really is in this room, and it's whoever's online. Antonio, thank you for coming all the way from the UK. I saw you on. Min, if you're on from the US, congrats. Thank you for your support and your program that you've just delivered in Tanzania. The point is this: we have so many international people on. Hansa, I think you're in from Egypt, Bank Mizer, always looking to engage with entrepreneurs, always looking for leads, always wanting to see what we've got. And that's the point. Your future is today, like ours. And as Keith said, our relationship has only started. It's the beginning of the relationship. We've already had fights. Where's some of the entrepreneurs I've had fights with? That's good. We've had some laughs. We've had some shouting matches. Hey, Oran, geez, have we had shouting matches? But the reality is that's that purple cord that binds us. And I want you to remember that, because we are going to be as good in this relationship as what you are going to be keeping it up. It's just what it is. So you are in the shadow of your future. I want to really congratulate. That's actually why I'm just here. Congratulate Will and your team. Thank you for what you've done. Really appreciate it. And then Ganesh from the World Bank specifically asked me to tell you well done to what you've done. So thank you very much. Enjoy it. And remember, your future Thank you very much. Yes, like. So can we raise a glass? How's that for organization?
To your future.
To your future. Cheers.
Thank you, Catherine. Yes, I need another hand. I just want to echo. We said thank you in the beginning bit, and I'm going to invite Ketso on the what is this, the stage. But yeah, if there's someone who has his heart is all in this this ecosystem, it's Ketso. Like literally got the biggest heart and really wants all of you to survive and thrive. So I just want to say thank you, Ketso. And
so I'm going to try and break a record and say fewer words than Kiet. That's not a challenge if you know Kiet. So we are from the SASME Fund. We have funded 7 venture capital funds, including Knife and 40i and a few others. 5 of them are first-time funds, which is really what this ecosystem needs, is a lot more venture capital funds. The second thing we've done with our money is funded 2 of South Africa's best accelerator programs, Endeavor, and then more importantly, Grindstone. And I just want to say that in Grindstone, we've committed to spend money over a 3.5-year period to fund 70 startups going through the process you've been through. What we've seen from 5, 6, and 7 has given us a huge amount of confidence. We genuinely believe in what the program has done and want to thank all of you for participating, because without you, what's the point of the exercise? And we are genuinely impressed with the quality of the people that have come through 5, 6, and 7. And it seems like it's going to continue for next year's cohort, which we'll hopefully announce in the coming weeks. So all I want to do with my few words is to say a lot of thank you. So I want to firstly thank Will and Catherine, because they are the backbone of this thing and they make it work and make it work really well. Then I want to thank Kiet and Andrea and the team at Knife and the rest of the team who helped make it work particularly well. I want to thank the other partners, Deloitte and Microsoft and whoever else there has come to the party to make this a successful program. And most importantly, I want to thank the entrepreneurs who have already participated and will participate in the future programs, because I think South Africa's future is really about getting entrepreneurship and innovation going. And even those who don't understand it yet will eventually understand it. And hopefully by then we've taken this ecosystem from where it is today, the 4th largest on the continent, to by far the biggest on the continent. I hope we achieve that in the coming years. So thank you all for being here and enjoy the rest of the evening.
thanks, Ketso. I'm just going to ask the core team to come up. This is the kind of awards session of this. It's half an hour. And then, we can celebrate you guys all here. So if you want to come on board, I just want to sort of talk about the impact that we've had with Grindstone 6 and 7. And it's been a unique year. So this year, our cohorts have increased revenue by 48%, driven strongly by Cape Town with 71%. It also depends on the different industries or companies, but that's remarkable under the circumstances. Our 20 companies have created a net positive of 44 new jobs, and that's split 28 in Cape Town and 16 in Joburg. So I just want to make shout out to Luxity, 11 jobs, 11 jobs from CarScan. We've got 6 jobs from Locabase. Welcome, guys. And then also 5 from Skywalk Innovations. So really, it's just remarkable that we're actually creating jobs. The impact of COVID was most notable in the efficiency increase, which is the increase of revenue by employee. And that's one thing we want to do, is we want to measure things. So our goal is to engineer growth. And how do you engineer growth without measuring? And we're very transparent about how we do it. And essentially, that's the impact that the increase in revenue has per employee. And this year it was only 3%, which indicates that our companies are actually retaining staff and maintaining revenues compared to previous years where the rating was between sort of 18 and 47%. The 3-year compound annual growth rate was 68%. So that's and that's compared to 98% from last year's results. So it's still positive and tracking in the right direction. And that's why we're so bullish about this coming year and where we're going with the years after. The most important thing, when you apply to Grindstone, you fill out, obviously there's the application form and then there's the gap analysis form, the 220 questionnaire. And when we went to actually the Google for Startup Accelerator conference in London when I first joined in February, I was telling the other accelerators that we've got this questionnaire, and they were just looking at me going, what? But we've collected data over 7 years, over 70 companies, and effectively it measures how you are improving on your marketing, on your legal and IP, your financial model. And I just want to sort of make some mentions here. So the fundamentals in cohort 6 and 7 was 33%, which was up on last year, which was 27%. And our cohort are building their deal rooms and engineering their own growth. And as this year, one of the deliverables was deal rooms. And just digging into and just making mention of some notable mentions when it comes to the gap analysis. The highest climbers, so from coming in, a score and how high they've climbed. In 5th was, where's Tyron? Tyron? 5th with SME Snapshot. 4th was Locum Base. 3rd was Carscan. 2nd was Matter, Rob. And 1st was GWork. We worked hard on your deal room and you grew the most from where you came in to where you came out. So I just want to so let's have a round of applause for that. And then just finally for a couple of the last metrics, but the highest gap analysis scores. So these were the scores that when they came in, what were they ended up? What were the highest? So in 5th was Morphed, Graham, Nikita, were you here? Yeah. So well done. 5th. We had Syrian at 4th, Yaku and Conrad. We had a tie 3rd with Shelfline and Mint AI. In joint 2nd place was Skywalk Innovations and also Luxity. So well done, And the highest gap analysis scores for combined cohort of 6 and 7 was TradeBricks. So Shah, well done. So what we do is we combine all these metrics and then we will decide which company we believe has the pedigree to hold the trophy, which are those amazing unicorns. And we will take some photos for those online so you can see them on the stage. So we look at all the metrics, including the funds raised. After all, what you put in is what you get out. And then we announce the winner of 6 and 7. Each company who wins Grindstone 6 and 7, so there are 3 awards, gets 100,000 Rand in cash. And then the overall winner gets 150,000 Rand in cash. Okay, so I just wanted to make mention of that. So I just want to invite Kiet, Andrea, and Ketso to come on stage because I'm going to announce, and Jonathan, yeah, come on board, to announce, the winners. And then we're going to have Kiet, who's going to hand over the Grindstone 6. And then we're going to have Andrea to hand over Grindstone 7. And then Ketso to hand over the trophy winner for the top company Grindstone 2020. Okay. So, dramatic pause. Can I get a drum roll? Okay, so without further ado, oh, there we go. Nice one. Cape Town, that's you. Okay. So the winner of Grindstone 6, Cape Town, Luxity. Thank you. I can put this in my store somewhere. Okay, to announce the winner of Grindstone 7 for Joburg, Andrea's going to hand over the purple unicorn, is Trade Bricks.
Congratulations. Well done. Fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, pleasure, man. Okay, final. Oh. Okay. We will take photos afterwards. Yeah. Okay. 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 So we'll do the winner and then we will call you all back to take a photo. So the winner of Grindstone 2020, which Keta will hand over. I'm just going to wait for the team to bring it across. And these were made in Durban by an entrepreneur and couriered by another entrepreneur. And Lucy was very entrepreneurial in achieving that. From how much? 7,000 Rand to 2,000. So the winner is Locum Base. Congrats, Sue. Well done. Yeah. So if we can just, bring you guys, if you can come back and take a photo, and then I'm going to ask Kino just to close up. Oh. Yeah, and just it was funding, revenue, jobs created, as well as gap analysis changing.
Take that out. Take it out of the way.
All right. Okay, wait. I'll help you.
Yeah, dude.
Come on,
As soon as I saw it, I was like, that's the best. Sit. Okay. So you can see the unicorns online. Well done. Yes. Okay, and for all the other cohorts, if you could go across the table there where Jonathan is and grab a medal and a bottle of Black Elephant champagne, MCC. I just want to say thank you, and where's Kino? Is Kino here?
Here I am.
There we go. If you can close us out, young sir.
Young, sir. I've never been accused of being young for the last 10 years, but thank you very much for that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let me just just say one thing before I get my second glass of red wine, and I won't be able to mention any words. It is an absolute pleasure and an honor being here. You all inspire me, and people can say what they like about this country, right? The one thing I am very certain of is if we have more people of your caliber doing what you do, whether you fund, whether you sit there coming up with ideas in the shower, then and Kit, or Andrea, or anybody else, you. What? Hold on, let me find out what's happening here. What was that? What were you saying? Really?
Well, give me a chance. Well, I just said I'm sitting between them.
Oh, lucky man. Lucky man. So I'm a man of many words, so all I'm going to say is make some noise for yourself. Thank you very much. Cheers, ladies and gentlemen. Yes to you. And now it's time to network, party, and check out the unicorns, if you know what I mean.
Thank you for coming online, and thank you. Let's celebrate.
Thank you so much for joining us. Nice to see you, Daniela. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
great
very
day.
much. That was great.
It was a big pleasure.
Yeah. Just a question. I was on a call today with some international trade people from Europe and there's an organization called She Trade. Who should I be in contact with that? It's about doing trade in Africa.
Can I ask you to drop me a mail? I'm going to give you my email address in the chat box. Please connect.
Lovely.
Awesome,
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, Zuanda.
Thank you, Antonio. Nice seeing everyone.
Goodbye. All the best.
Bye.
Good luck.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Well done to
Bye.
organize.
Thank you,
Waiting. I'm
Ganesh.
waiting for your.
My list.
I'm waiting for your stuff.
My list. I'll send over to
3D
you.
printed.
Thank you.
Nice to see you, Wandile. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
guys. Bye.
No, cheese.